As we all know, the appeals were adjourned to the 7th of July for hearing. Well, whatever the situation, that's the order of the court. And I think based on the fact the records were just transmitted, it is obvious by the rules of the court, the appeal has to be adjourned. So it's just in order. And whatever direction the court will give, even any timetable is been implemented, once the court gives order, of course, ANI has to comply. So it's in order. The adjournment is okay. So let's see what happened on the 7th of July.
Well, as executives of the National Forum of Former Legislators, we subscribe to the authority of the court, and we're happy that the matter is being given a accelerated hearing. All parties had come today before the court as directed by the court in the last sitting, and applications were made for extension of time to enable them regularize their processes before the court. And I think the court have to consider giving every party an opportunity to be heard, and in the spirit of fairness granted the application, and urged all parties to appear again on the 7th of July, where all appeals, both the interlocutory and the main appeals, will be heard. I think it is in the interest of justice that the court has told this line, and we look forward for the best. We maintain that as a body, we have embarked on this course to, one, seek for the interpretation of the Constitution and to expound our constitutional and electoral jurisprudence. And I think at the end of the day, the outcome from this suit we have to either advance our democracy, we have to advance our democracy, and we place a burden maybe on Parliament to see the cost to amend the Section 225A of the Constitution. Our issue is the law. Part of our objective is to promote the advancement of democracy, protect the integrity of the legislature. If we make laws and laws are not honored, then we are not in a democracy. So if laws are made, they should be honored, and that's where we stand. If you take back in 2019, the Supreme Court disqualified all APC candidates in Zamfara and upheld the emergence of another party candidates, PDP, and was sworn in. I remember our colleague Matalawe, who is the Minister of State Defense then, that was how he became governor. Just in 2020, while our good friend David Leon was busy at the stadium rehearsing to be sworn in as the APC governor in Bayelsa, just on the stage there while he was rehearsing, he was informed that the Supreme Court has nullified his candidature. And that is, we just had to take it because that is the law. In 2023, the Court of Appeal disqualified all PDP candidates in Plateau State. And we have to move on because we have pledged to uphold the rule of law. And that is, what is rule of law? That nobody is above equality before the law, supremacy of the law, and having an independent and accessible judicial system, and which is what we are experiencing. So we just pray for the court to determine the matter at the end of the day, one way or the other, in the interest of the nation and advancement of our democracy. Thank you, and God bless.
They said they've been on for quite a long time, and they just woke one day. These people are not INEC. They said they have a right to ask court to deregister political parties, and that's why we're in court. So adjourning it to 7, you could see that their lordships are bending backward to give this case the priority it deserves. Just like I said in the court, we got the judgment on Monday. Within 3 days, we compile record, even as appellant. That's the substantive matter. And they gave us 3 days. Ordinarily, as appellant, we are entitled to 45 days. And they gave us 3 days. So you will see that both the court, the council, and the parties are doing everything possible. Even for the fact that the people that brought us to court, the 2023 general election was conducted as far back as when. If they had wanted to go to court, they could have gone to court then. But despite the fact that they took a lot of time, we are all adjusted to them. So their lordships are doing their best, we are doing our best. It does not affect the justice of the matter in any way whatsoever. Yes, that's just it.
Yeah, thank you. As you are aware, we were here last week in respect of this appeal. Last week when we came, the appeals that were listed were interlocutory appeals. But we did inform the courts that substantive judgment was delivered on the 15th and that we're going to appeal against it. We have appealed against the substantive judgment and it came up today. So we have filed our appellant brief and we have regularized our record as transmitted to this honorable court. So the court has given the respondent 3 days to file their respondent briefs, and the appeal has been fixed for hearing on the 7th of July 2026. And the appeal is to be heard along with other appeals in this matter. We have about 5 appeals regarding the judgment. And on the next adjourned date, which is 7th of July, the court shall take all the appeals together, inclusive of the interlocutory appeals that were pending before we filed the substantive appeal, challenging the substantive judgment as delivered by the court on the 15th of June 2026. That is the position.